Okay. Of all the things that we thought we were going to be doing on a random Friday night, it was not recording an emergency episode about a massive trade that was about to go down. First off, it's Nordic here with Leblock James. For the listeners, this is dropping on the NordCast and NordBlock Pod. First off, Leblock, how you doing? How you doing? What the
We,
hell's happening right now?
man, we a little shocked right now. We a little shocked and kind of flabbergasted.
Damn right we are. Massive trade today. The Carolina Hurricanes have acquired forward Mikko Rantanen with 50% salary retained by the Chicago Blackhawks, along with forward Taylor Hall from the Chicago Blackhawks. Like, 3-team deal, insane. The Colorado Avalanche acquired forward Marty Necas, forward Jack Drury, a 2025 second round pick, a 2026 fourth round pick, and Chicago, who is retaining Mikko Rantanen's salary, got a third round pick as the third team involved in this deal. I'm at a loss for words. I am stumbling. This is one of the biggest trades, if not, actually, it is the biggest trade we have seen on the history of this podcast, on the history of this channel, honestly, that I've ever seen. So, LeBlanc, what were your instant reactions to this? Because I'm still at a loss for words.
So I was just laying back at home, just sitting on the couch, doing my, you know, off work, we chilling. All of a sudden, oh, Taylor Hall's going to the Canes. Like, oh, 3-team deal. Maybe of course, me being biased, maybe Otto's involved. And then I see Mikko Rantanen be like, no, we are not involved in that. That is not a move we would make. And I'm like, because I knew there was rumors about Mikko Rantanen maybe getting traded. But I always assumed that they were they're gonna find a way. Random's gonna find a way to stay in Colorado, and they were gonna maybe negotiate a new contract. And I was jokingly saying the other day that he's gonna go to a Metro team, and I thought that he was gonna be the Rangers, but yeah, I'm shocked Colorado dealt him, and I'm still in disbelief because Rantanen's, you could argue, I think Rantanen's like, what, you say he's top 15 player?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say top 15, arguably top 10.
Mhm.
Again, like you said, I wasn't even thinking about Rantanen to Carolina. The thought that I was thinking was JT Miller.
Mhm.
That was my initial thought, not Mikko Rantanen. Like, this completely changes everything for Carolina. Like, me and you thought that they're still a good team, but we didn't think they were as good as they were in previous years.
Mhm.
This completely changes that.
And you know what? Uh, is it the GM it's Eric Talusti? Am I correct on that?
Eric Tulsky, yeah.
Eric Tulski, yeah. Honestly, it's a nice change of pace. Carolina being ultra aggressive after years under Don Waddell being super, super, super conservative and playing it safe.
Yeah.
This is a huge shakeup for both Carolina and for the Avalanche. I'm going to start on the Carolina side. There were rumors that JT Miller, the Canucks asked for Natchez, and they immediately shut it down.
Yeah.
And their patience paid off because you get Mikko Rantanen, who you're probably gonna attempt to re-sign him long term.
Yeah.
And
100%.
but even if you do lose, it is just a rental. This is still a fantastic deal for Carolina. You get not only Mikko Rantanen, you get also Taylor Hall, who's going to help a lot with that bottom six scoring.
Yes, 100%. Now, I just heard from Friedman, who's speaking on Sportsnet right now. He said that Draisaitl's deal changed everything. They were reportedly close on a contract before the Draisaitl deal was officially announced. And when that deal dropped, everything changed. Rantanen wanted $14 million with the Avalanche. The Avs just could not pay him more than McKinnon. And you got to realize, too, Cale Makar's deal is also coming up as well. So that was something that we're not even thinking about either because we don't like to think towards the future. But again, it's still like unbelievable to me. Now, you already talked a little bit about what Colorado's getting back in return. I'm going to be honest with you. No matter what they got back, well, almost no matter what they got back, I think they probably lose this deal. Like, It's that instance of where you're trading a superstar like Jack Eichel, Matthew Tkachuk, prime examples. Like you're trading a superstar, you're losing the trade no matter what. So
Yeah, there's an old saying, enough is never enough, and that was going to be Mikko Rantanen being dealt out. Usually when you trade the best player in the deal, you like 90% of the time you lose that trade.
yes, 90% of that time. I can't
And
even remember a time where the team won the trade.
I could think of one, but it's just me being biased. But you look at what Colorado got back. They got back Marty Necas, who I'm a big Marty Necas fan, but when you're comparing him to Mikko Rantanen, it's a tier. It's a step down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get forward Jack Drury, who I've liked him in short bursts. Jack Drury has shown he can play NHL hockey, but he's also shown that he's a little bit inconsistent at times. My
Yes.
biggest thing is that they did not get a first round pick.
I still can't fathom that. I still can't fathom.
I don't understand. I don't understand that you get a 2025 second and a 2026 fourth. Now, there's no conditions as we've heard so far.
At least
Obviously,
as of right now. Yes.
as of we're recording, I haven't heard or seen any conditions on these picks. I
Mm-hmm.
would assume there might be. I think that second might become a first if let's say Carolina goes to the final.
Yeah, that might be possible. I haven't heard any conditions on it necessarily just yet. But again, like you said, there could be more that comes of it. Again, we're still recording this relatively early after the trade was officially announced.
Trade happened about an hour and a half ago, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There could be more that amounts. There's even rumors of like more coming. Like Kevin Weeks randomly posted a Pittsburgh City thing, and I'm like, oh my god, don't do it
I
again.
I looked up on Twitter when I saw him I am not Kevin. I am not in the mood. I am not in the mood right now. But I'll be honest.
Yeah,
To do this trade in season, that's the craziest part to me because this looks
yeah.
like an off-season trade minus Chicago retaining salary.
Because when you look at like the last big deal that we all think of is the Kachuk deal. The
Yeah.
Kachuk one with Huberto and Uyghur and the first and all that. That happened in like early July, late June, early July, I'm pretty
Mm.
sure. And that was wild in itself. Again, like you said, this looks like a trade that would happen then. And the fact that this is happening mid-season is what makes it for me the biggest trade I've ever seen. So I want to read through the stats here because I think that's worth looking at. Mikko Rantanen this season with the Colorado Avalanche has 64 points in 49 games played. He is coming off of 2 straight 100-point seasons. So the Hurricanes are getting that kind of player. Marty Necas this year has 55 points in 49 games played. He actually has been a lot better than he's been in previous years. Jack Drury has really struggled with Carolina, especially this season. 9 points in 39 games played. Last year was a career high for him, 27 points. So maybe with Colorado, we can see him get to a whole new level and be a lot better, but it just wasn't working out in Carolina. And again, as you said, like, they didn't even give up their first. That's the craziest part. And you think back to the Gensel deal as well. Like, they didn't give up a first there either. I know Gensel never ended up coming back, but they never give up a first there either. Like, it's just simply, it's unreal how Carolina's been able to get this stuff done. And I give all the props to Tulski in the world.
Yeah, and
Oh,
like this Carolina now. I think now there's a. I joke with my brother. I would say Alexa, play the Heat is on because
yeah,
if
100%.
this team does not get to at least the conference finals this year,
You got to fire Brindamore.
you got
Got it.
you got it because they going for Rantanen means you are all in. And I'll be honest, they're not done.
No, I don't think they
I
are.
think there's still more to come, and I like the approach of Carolina. I like it after years of being we're good, but we haven't reached our full potential. You go out and get a bona fide superstar and a nice third liner. I take her. Yeah, Taylor Hall is a very good, high quality third liner. I
Yeah.
say.
Actually, I forgot about Taylor Hall. Oops. You,
Um, yeah, and this might be. I don't want to say this might be a start of something because teams who have been like, good but not great usually make a big move, and that's what propels them over the top. This
There
might
is always. Oh, sorry.
yes, this might be a new way to do business. Go bold, go big or go home.
Yeah, to be honest with you. There's usually a trade which ignites all the other ones at the trade deadline, and I think this is
Yeah,
most definitely the trade that ignites. A couple things here before we wrap up. Taylor Hall this season with the Blackhawks in 46 games played has 9 goals, 15 assists for 24 points this season. One more thing I do want to ask: Does Carolina still win this deal if Rantanen ends up walking in free agency, or does it depend on the playoffs?
it really depends on the playoffs for me. Like if they're a second round exit and Rantanen walks, you you lost Natchez and
Yeah.
you lost your a second and a fourth. I would say if it's a early exit, then I'd still say they win. I'm not gonna. I'd still say they win. Yeah, because
Okay.
I want to remind you all the money they have this offseason too. You get rid of Natchez, who is making I think 6.25 the next year, and then the year after that,
Yeah, something
and
around
then
that.
you Carolina's gonna have a lot. Carolina, if they don't retain Rantanen, they can go spend money elsewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like highway robbery for them.
But
Now, one more thing before we. Oh, sorry. What do you have?
I want to just touch on Chicago. Kyle Davidson, what are we doing?
That's right.
What are we doing?
If Chicago exists, why? How come you couldn't get more?
I
You
don't.
could have at least gone a little bit more.
Here's the thing. Why are you're getting a third, but why? But you're not getting. So are you getting the third for Taylor? You got the third for Taylor Hall and retaining Rantanen's salary. You tell me you couldn't get 2 assets for either or,
You're telling me you couldn't a third round pick too, a third round pick
and
for
it's their own pick too.
Yeah, exactly. And at that as well, you don't you're the reason why this trade is being put together. You're the
Mm-hmm.
reason why you're facilitating this deal in the first place. You're retaining the money on Rantanen. You're giving Carolina Taylor Hall. You couldn't at least get you couldn't have at least gotten a roster player at the very least.
Yeah, like there was rumors about Kakayemi going back to Chicago, but that ended up being not true.
Yeah, that I heard that too, but I still don't get it for the Blackhawks. Like it's a little bit of a head scratcher for me from them. I feel like again you could have gotten at least a little bit more. Like
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of an example. Like you could have gotten like a B or C level prospect or something like that, but instead you're like, yeah, we'll take a third. Yeah,
yeah. I the third is from Carolina, I think, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I want to
So
say,
you could have got something from the Avs.
yeah,
Like you
probably, but
yeah, like you could have got like I'm trying to think of like a player that of you could have got maybe like one of their like even like just an NHL body because you need bodies right now in Chicago.
yeah, 100%. So, two more things I want to go over. The Avalanche now actually have $5.6 million in cap space. Do you think we could see something else from the Avalanche possibly? Maybe they make another different move than what?
You just traded Rantanen. You're gonna try. They're not finished at all.
Yeah.
Like that thing of Pittsburgh though, that really want out because I was seeing, oh, what if it's Crosby to the Avs? Which
Oh, that's not happening.
we talked about that in the summer. How I think it would be a good deal, but Crosby really cares about his legacy in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just can't see it happening either. What I was wondering though, like I'm trying to think of other guys they could go out and get. Like I don't think it's a need necessarily from the Penguins. Like what about like Marcus Pettersson? Like that could be a name. Like if they want to upgrade a guy on the blue line.
I
I
could
don't think
see
that's a real need though.
I could see
But
them going after a guy like Brock Nelson.
yeah, that as well. Honestly, do you think the door's open for Miller going to Colorado?
Miller to Colorado, that would be interesting because Miller, how much is Miller making? He's making like what? Is it 10?
Oh, he's not making that much. He's only making 8.
8? 8? Okay, no, I was thinking of Elias Patterson's deal. That's my
Yeah,
bad. Um, that's definitely on the table because you have to trade out another body though because to make the cap work. But I could see that. But teams, like I said, are lowballing Vancouver right now because they know they have no leverage.
yeah, we heard that today. One more thing. We did our January 2025 tier list a couple of days ago for the Northern Block podcast, not the NordCast. We put the Hurricanes in playoff locks. Do you think we move them up to cup contenders now?
I want to see how this plays out. I want to keep them in playoff lock. Like if they like go on a heater with Rantanen and Rantanen's putting up like crazy numbers, yes, I'll put them in cup contenders. But as of now, trade just happened. Some trades work. Sometimes the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Sometimes it is. It's
Love that analogy.
yeah, because like Rantanen, like here's the thing, Rantanen's also not gonna be playing with McKinnon anymore.
That is true.
That
We're
is,
gonna look at how he is.
and we've seen like when McKinnon's gone out, Rantanen has played well, but we've never seen him away like on a new team without
Yeah.
like McKinnon's a top 5 player. Now you're first on to be like no disrespect to Sebastian Aho, but he is not Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah, no, he's not. Aho's a really good player, but he's no Mac Dog. And then we had the Avalanche in playoffs likely. I still probably stand by that.
Yeah, I stand by that too.
Yeah. Any more thoughts on this trade?
I'll be honest. I love the chaos. I love the chaos of trade season. Of the chaos of the deadline. This might be the biggest trade to start a deadline ever.
Yeah, this might be. I'm trying to think. Like, there's been a couple of really big trades over the last couple of years, like the Kachuk one, obviously. The Erik Karlsson trade was big. Jake Gensel one was pretty big at the time. I think this tops them all, honestly.
Yeah, I say the closest one is the Kachuk trade for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but like usually, like we said at the beginning, there's usually a trade to kick off the deadline season. This, if this is what we're getting this deadline, I'm so excited.
Oh, so am I. Like I'm so pumped. You got rumors of JT Miller as well. Like it could be a really fun deadline. We'll have to see though.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
we'll see how I'll probably watch Rantanen's debut. We'll see
He plays the Islanders tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, if he is playing tomorrow.
if he's playing. That's the big thing.
Yeah. Okay, well, that will conclude this little emergency episode for both episodes of Block. Thank you for joining me this late at night. I appreciate it. It's
No
not that
worries.
late.
No
Pretty late
worries.
at
You
night.
woke me from my slumber to talk about trade season. I love it.
We will have a new Nord Block Pod episode either on Monday or Tuesday. Right, Leblock?
Probably Monday.
Yeah, so we're planning on making a new one. We'll probably go further into this then, possibly if there's more. If there's another trade, we'll talk about that as well. I don't think we'll make another emergency episode unless Crosby actually gets traded.
Crosby gets traded. Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching or listening. We really do appreciate it. Please go to follow NordBlockPod and NordCast on all their social medias. But yeah, that's our emergency episode. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Ciao.